very best players in the world have descended on London, chasing one of the biggest titles in the sport, the Ping Pong World Championship. From 64 players, we're now down to the last 8. Amongst their number, the defending champion Yan Weihao, but the host nation is still in contention. Doran still in the mix. And Andrew Bagley, who has won this title twice before, is still on course for a 3rd title. Plenty of big names in the mix in the quarter-finals of the Ping Pong World Championship. The story of the last 16 sets the stage for the next round. Plenty of drama, some new faces emerging, and a quarter-final lineup to savour.
15-4.
Comprehensive victory for Yan. Lovely stuff. Beautiful play from Liang. He is beatable, but he wasn't beaten there. He's through to the quarterfinals.
Shuwei wins.
How did Thomas Sadilek turn that match around and make a victory? The winner from the Czech Republic and through to the quarterfinals. Thomas Sadilek.
Game 15.
Well done to Wang Shibo.
Wang wins 2 games in a row. 15-12, 15-10.
Is this the end for Shen? He misses the backhand. Doran is the winner. Through to the quarterfinals.
Game and match. Andrew Bagley.
Andrew Baggaley will play Doran, both of England, in the quarterfinals. Neither deserves to go out, but this is the point. And Wang takes it. He's done it. Bat in the air. Alex is out. Wang goes through to the quarterfinal.
It leaves a quarter-final lineup that shows 4 of the 8 places filled by players from China. The English are guaranteed 1 man through when Doran faces Baggaley. China, not surprisingly, are sure to have a player in the semi-finals as the defending champion Yan Weihao plays Liang Shuwei, and we now focus on that match, picking up the action in the first set, all level at 10-10. Commentary from Colin Wilson and Tony West.
11-10.
It's the first of 15 points. Best of 3 games, so you've got to win 2 games to win. Oh, he's got it back. He's playing beautiful strokes from a long way from the table. Great. Class play.
11-all.
And that keeps him back in at 11-all. So up to 15 points, best of 3. 2 games wins the match, apart from the final, which will be best of 5 games.
11-12.
And in this form of the game, 14-all means sudden death. So no juice, no 2 clear points. 15-14 takes the game. What a fast serve.
12-all.
That's a terrific serve, wasn't it? You saw when Yan had no time to react and get any backswing in and just puts it in the bottom of the net. And that's just the surprise of the fast serve, but also how fast it actually went through.
Yeah. Yan onto the top of the net and off the table.
13.
So hit that too low. Pinged up off the net, but didn't hit the other side. That doesn't count. So, point to Shuwei in the red. 13-12. The young pretender up against the champion. Oh, fantastic. Look at that control. Beautiful. You can see the hours and hours of training that have gone into be able to play, to produce these strokes. Plenty of topspin on the ball. They say with these sandpaper bats, they're very low friction. That's the point of the exercise, is to play a form of the game where you can't get a lot of spin. But they do try and get the little bits of spin that they can, especially topspin, and also, Tony, some kicking serves.
Yeah, absolutely. And players are getting better and better at that, making that ball kick on the second bounce.
They are, and that's
15,
just gone
13,
off. And Yan,
match.
again,
Mr.
manages
Yan
to squeeze
Weihao.
out a very, very close victory. So, first game to the champion. That ball missed by just a couple of centimetres. First game to Yan. Great Chinese crowd. Mia there in the crowd. Do you think the second will be the same as the first in terms of the way they approach it? Is there anything that Shuwei needs to do differently, or do you think he'll just carry on the same at the moment, being pretty close to him?
Yeah, I think Shuwei will carry on trying to get his
1-0.
forehand in as much as he can, and I think he needs to target that elbow, right elbow of Yan, try and make him play backhands from the middle of the table.
Which he just did there. He served it there, forcing Yan to play from the crossover between his backhand and forehand, somewhere near the middle of the table. It depends where the player is at the time, which way they're leaning, which way they're travelling, which way their balance is going. But he'll try and find that area in between the backhand and forehand
1-2.
where Yan is uncomfortable and doesn't know whether to play a backhand or a forehand stroke. So don't expect Shuwei to play wide all the time. Sometimes he'll play it into the body.
3-1.
Well, good start from Shuwei. This second game certainly needs that. Can't afford to get down in this one, already being a game behind.
So Shuwei actually came out of here as came into the competition as a last chance
4-1.
qualifier. He failed to qualify from the Chinese championships to qualify. Came over to the last chance qualifier in Harlow on Thursday, where there were 4 places available and 80 players. And I saw him play, and I just thought he was electric. And sure enough, made it to the semi-finals, which qualified him for this tournament. And then he was in the big time. Came through his group without too much trouble. But now, up against the strongest of the strong. But second game, holding up well. And that's a beautiful backhand from Yan.
2-5.
Yeah, that's his strength, isn't it? He's got a nice short serve. Wasn't a bad low return from Shuwei, but Yan's backhand proved too strong.
6-2.
Yeah, I love Yan's backhand. Certainly, if Yan can play backhand to backhand, he will win more of the points against Shuwei. You see, that's part of the reason that Shuwei's running around and getting his forehand in from the backhand side, because Yan's backhand is stronger, I think, than Shuwei's. But when Shuwei gets moving, lovely movement there. So he runs around, really happy to forehand topspin again. Another top edge.
2-8.
So Shuwei clearly getting topspin, making the ball kick up off the table and out at the opposition. One good one, and then you see that extra topspin there. Beautiful. So these blue bats, very, very low friction. They just get the little tiny bits of spin that they can. At the end of the game, they'll have to leave their bat on the table, and then the opponent will play with it
8-4.
in the next game. So effectively, the bat stays on one end of the table the whole match, and the players alternate which bat they use. So they both use each other's bats to keep the equipment absolutely even and fair between the two players. You can buy these bats for about 10 or 13 quid.
8-5.
So we know that what you're seeing is just pure world-class skill.
Let.
So Shuwei, certainly back in this one. Beautiful forehand. Did that touch the edge? Apparently not.
6-8.
That was close.
Yeah, just a little bit greedy, going for too much width there, just missed it.
Yeah. So backhand serve from Yan, trying to keep Shuwei into the backhand, but if you pop it up a little bit short,
6-9.
that's what you can expect. The footwork of the man in red, so strong. Smash, and the ball actually hit the barriers before it even hit the floor. It's so powerful. Great shot. Forehand in again by Shuwei. Goes down the line, just off the end.
9-7.
So Yan's not out of this. I can imagine this being too straight.
It could happen. I mean, Shuwei got the better start in the first game as well, and Yan gradually worked his way in. It's very solid, doesn't make many errors. That's making it hard for Shuwei to maintain his lead.
10-7.
Brilliant. Forehand from the forehand side, and then ran around his backhand to get another one in, cross-court from the backhand. Beautiful from Shuwei Liang.
7-11.
11. So, what a great artist as well as an athlete. So every 6 points, they're allowed to towel down, get the perspiration off, also get it off their hand, so it's not slipping on the handle of the bat. Regroup, think about their tactics. Fast serve from Yan across court.
8-11.
And before long, we might see, that's great forehands from both players, we might see the double point ball. So for those of you joining us for the first time, in this form of the game, they play with an orange ball most of the time. But on your serve, as long as you haven't got more than 12 points, you can take what's called the double point ball. And that means that you serve with the double point ball, a white ball. It's the same material, but just to demark it. And if you win the point with the double point ball, you win double, 2 points. If you lose the point, you only lose 1. So it's like a joker, it's only to your advantage. You can only use that option once in each match.
8-14.
But neither player has chosen to use it at this stage. Well, Yan's been taken through a couple of times. He was beaten in a qualifier, but recovered and qualified in the event last year. So people are getting close to him. But he went through as champion last year.
Game match, Mr. Liang.
Liang Shuwei managed to level it 1 game all. So 1 game to go. 2-1 is enough to win the match. So I don't think either player is taking a coach. I think the coaches probably don't want to take sides one with another, have any favoritism. So they're having to think it out themselves in between matches. But what a lovely flowing performance from Shuwei Liang.
Yeah, he's a great player to watch. I love his forehand, so much power that he's developing. It really shows the strength and depth of China that he didn't actually qualify through the Chinese qualifiers.
Game,
and here he is in the quarterfinals.
Yeah. Yeah.
Level.
So, yeah, arguably not good enough to qualify from the Chinese, which is just shows you the strength and depth that there is in China. They love their ping pong. When they put table tennis on in China, they get viewing figures of around 300 million, believe it or not.
Love 1.
It's just about the #1 sport in China. And now there is a sandpaper bat, blue bat, professional league, as from last July 2017. So if you like watching this stuff, you can watch it streamed from China on the internet, and they play professional team matches, club versus club, once a month. Have a look out for that on the internet.
What a great rally. Shuwei having to be forced further and further back. He was nearly at the arena by the end.
I think he had his back actually against the wall. Fabulous forehand attack, just off the end. What a disappointment for Shuwei Liang. He did so much right, but Yan reminds me of Baggaley. When he's under pressure, he plays a reasonable pressure shot back, just to encourage you to miss the next ball, not to let it be easy for you. And Shuwei, in the end, overhit. So Yan's retrieval skills really showing up. And he can do that away from the table, not just as a counter hitter at the table.
Yeah, it's kind of a classic battle between Yan, who's not as powerful but makes less errors, and Shuwei, who makes more errors but hits more winners, I think.
3-2.
Yeah, so that goes down as an unforced error, I think, at this level for Shuwei. Oh, and that was terrific power. You see, he really stepped into that one. It came a little bit short, a little bit higher. He knew to attack it. And you see the power when he does so. There he goes, in. All the body weight transferred from the right foot, which is flat on the floor, sideways, pushing onto the front foot, which is facing forwards.
3-4.
Beautiful technique. That's a good shot down the line from Yan. Gets the ball up. Well done. Executed the follow-up.
Be interesting to see at what point they decide to use the double point ball here, because neither of them have used it, and we're into that final game.
Yeah. They're not necessarily used to it, so they might have forgotten. Missed opportunity if they do, but so into the tactics of this game. Oh, wonderful. Yan pops it up, and Liang goes wide. Well done, Shuwei Liang.
5-4.
What a beautiful rally. Slow block, and then big forehand wide of Yan's forehand. So I love this newcomer, he's a great player. Plays with a smile on his face as well.
4-6.
Yan, very popular man in China. He won the invitation sandpaper back competition recently. More prize money for him, and he was getting a lot of fan mail. So a new nation and a new brand
5-6.
for this form of the game.
Yeah, we see another of those big forehands down the line from Shuwei. Yan unable to get there quite quick enough to control it.
Oh, net edge. Yan still got it back. Unlucky.
6-all.
Yan did well to recover that. So towel down. Yan serving.
7-6, swap the
So
sides.
now they change ends. They leave the bat where it is, pick up the other bat. Nothing much in it, but the challenger a point ahead.
6-7.
Yan with one more serve before they change. 2 serves at a time each. Short play, one off the net, but coped with nicely. Into the
8-6.
forehand attack rallies. So after that, it built up. Forehand, forehand. So 2 points ahead and serving for Shuwei. Is this his big chance? Normally thought of to have an advantage when you're serving. Control how the rally begins. First opportunity to win the point. Beautiful. Great. Forehand topspin, forehand topspin. Oh, that's the point of the match so far. Both players happy to retrieve off the net.
9-6.
Shuwei did fantastic there. I thought he was going to lose that point when the ball hit the net and slowed down, and he had to stop himself, scoop it back up, but controlled it so well, went on to take the point.
Double point ball for Mr. Liang.
Okay, so he's decided to go for it at 9-6 up in the third and final game, up to 15 points. Shuwei Liang chooses the double point ball. It's a white ball, same material, but we all know what this means. 2 points on the serve if he wins this. Could this be 11-6? And he gets it. A mistake on the return of serve from Yan. A little popping topspin serve short. And Yan now 5 points adrift.
Ball for Mr.
Are we
Yan.
going to see the champion go out in this quarter-final? Well, he's going to retaliate.
Yeah, he has to, doesn't he, really, now? 5 points behind. We could see Yan, if he doesn't take this point, it's a long way down. This could be it for the world champion.
He needs this one so much. This is the opportunity. Top edge. Shuwei Liang is absolutely delighted. 12-6. So one player converts his double point ball. The other person plays his straight away. Can't convert it. And all of a sudden, from 6-7, we've got a 6 point gap. 12 points to 6. Amazing. And now the champion is in quite significant difficulty. This is a long way back. Another mistake.
13-6.
Seems to have lost his confidence maybe as well.
Yeah, pressure told there. So Shuwei serving. If he wins both these points on his serve, he's through to the semi-final.
That's a brave shot and a good one. So he had to actually keep the ball down by crouching down as he hit the shot to keep the ball down. There, you see the bat swinging over the top, but him going onto his haunches, onto his heels. But the power and the top spin that Shuwei Liang's getting. 7-14. He's one of the best table tennis players in China. Plays China Super League. He's converted this to the sandpaper back game very, very well. Oh, what a brave shot. Brilliant backhand from
15-7,
Yan.
game match Liang.
But Shuwei Liang takes the
2-1
match.
to win.
15-7 in the third game. 2 games to 1. He's delighted. He's through to the semi-finals.
Welcome back to the World Ping Pong Championship. It's the quarterfinals and we're a match down. The big news here is that the defending champion Yan Weihao is out. It took a full 3 sets for Liang Shuwei to triumph, and he's the first man into the semi-finals, where he'll face the winner of our next match between Thomas Sadalek and Wang Shibo. Wang has taken the opening set. This is now the second. Commentary from Colin Wilson and Tony West.
There's the big backhand from Thomas, but
One
the block
love.
of Wang is just so strong.
It is. I really feel and see that bang in there, he absorbs it so well on the backhand side. I think he's got to start playing more to Wang's forehand, try and make him move away from that corner.
Yeah. And what Wang's doing is taking the very, very fast shot to the backhand,
Thomas, love
and he's
2.
not only blocking it, but he's actually taking the pace out of the ball. And these bats have virtually no spin capability at all. That's why you see all the skill of the game and no deception in the strokes, apart from the tiny bits of spin that they can get. But
Love 3.
you are seeing that they're quick bats. The ball does really rebound off fast, and Wang's one of the best at soaking up that energy and giving the ball back slow, maybe in the same class as Doran.
Wang, 4 love.
Oh, Thomas looking really disappointed. That's 3 unforced errors on the trot. He needs to cut that out quickly if he's going to force his way back into this match.
Yeah. Play well, or it's going to run away from you, Thomas, now. That's a good backhand. Another good forehand. A beautiful backhand. That's the one. And Wang actually tried to run round that. He had no time to get to it because Thomas gave it extra as he saw him run round. Very clever. Good stuff from Thomas. He's going to have to really extend himself now to stay in this second game and the tournament. Very
Thomas,
competent forehand
1-5.
across court from Wang there. Saw the ball come to his forehand, covered it early, top spinned it across to the forehand on the counter attack. Beautiful shot. And then across. Another point in the bag, another point closer to the semi-finals. And a match against Shuwei Liang, who we've already seen. That'll be a tasty one.
1-6.
You see just Thomas trying to think, what can he do, what can he change? Good flip wide of the forehand.
Wang, 6-2.
And those are the little points that he was picking up a lot in his last match against Pu Chao. There's the slow ball, but it went high. He's going to play slow, it's okay. We've got to keep it down. You see that Thomas forced the ball up and then attack. Beautiful 1-2 from Thomas.
Yeah, it's good from Thomas. That time when he went for the power shot, he didn't go back to the backhand, which Wang's been dealing with so well. He went down the line, wide to the forehand, and that earned him the point.
Yeah, and 2 balls there
Thomas,
attempted from
3-7.
Thomas. He made the first ball down to the crossover, so now he's avoiding that backhand corner, as Tony, you were saying. And he's starting to play more balls into Wang's crossover and down the line into the forehand. Down the line shorter, more difficult to play. Doesn't really get much of a warm-up of the new tactic if that's what he's trying to do. He's going to have to just deliver it straight away. But he's picking up.
4-7.
Sadalek is doing it again, getting himself back into the match in the second game. We thought he was dead and buried in the last 16. Came back, saved match points, and level all the way through the third and took it. That's the one he needs.
Wang,
Yeah, unlucky,
8-4.
just missed it. That's the difficulty, isn't it? He needs to play that shot, but it is more difficult than going cross court.
Yeah, right tactic, wrong ending for Thomas on that point. So a game and 8-4.
9-4.
Beautiful play from both players there. Nice countering. You can see Wang went into the middle twice there. Once Thomas played the backhand from the crossover. The second time he tried to play the forehand but didn't have his body behind it.
4-10.
So Wang proving just as smart as Thomas. So big support for Thomas Sadilek here. Let's go, they're saying in the crowd. Don't want him to get downhearted. No double point ball played. He's got enough to think about. Oh, that's a beauty. Down the line,
5-10.
and then across court. Backhand down the line, big one across court. Beautiful. Off the top of the net, made it a little bit harder for Thomas.
11-5.
My tip is Shuwei Liang is the best at retrieving nets. He got a load of nets back, didn't he, against Yan, with seeming effortless ease. But they are more difficult. Thomas couldn't quite get that one back into the corner of the table. That's so long from Wang into the backhand. Beautiful play. Then stretches him on the other side. Look at the length into the backhand. Gets Thomas pushing away from the table, going the wrong direction.
Wang Shibo.
And the points are certainly going in the wrong direction as Wang gets to 12 points and then chooses his double point ball. This has been a common tactic, Tony, of the Chinese to take it at this stage.
Yeah, absolutely. It's been a real theme from them. When they get to 12, they win this point, brings them up to game or match point on this occasion, and it really piles the pressure onto Sadilek now.
This will be match point if he doesn't win this one. Consistency from Wang, and he's out-consistented that rally.
Thomas, 5-14.
So 2 points from the double point ball. They'll go back to the orange ball now. But unfortunately for Thomas Sadilek, it's 5-14. Match point to Wang. Sadilek looks like he's going to pocket $3,000 but be out of the tournament. Now that's a beauty.
It's a great shot. He can't do it again, can he, Colin? 14-8 last time.
Double ball.
And he played his double point at 14-8 down last time. It's 14-6 this time.
Short answer, no, I don't think he can. I'd love it to happen, just to make the game even tighter. Again, beautiful backhand. Misses the one off the end. So that's it.
Wang, 15,
so Wang takes the match. Wang Shibo, 34-year-old from Shushao, through to the semi-finals.
Welcome back to London for the World Ping Pong Championship. It's quarter-final time here in Alexandra Palace, and Wang Shibo has just made it through to the semi-finals. He overcame the challenge of Thomas Sadilek in 2 sets. His place now confirmed in the last 4, where he'll meet Liang Shuwei, who earlier on came through a tough 3-set encounter with the defending champion Yan Weihao. Time then for quarter-final number 3, Chris Doran against Andrew Baggaley. Doran ahead by 1 set as we pick up the action at the start of the second. Commentary from Darius Knight, Colin Wilson and Tony West.
Can Chris Doran keep this up? Part of it is belief, Darius, isn't it, that he can keep it up?
Belief and focus. You know, Chris definitely has the belief. If anyone believes that they're amazing, it's Chris. You know, but I think in this point in the match, it's just he's got to focus.
Okay, Bagley doing there what he does best, taking the big shots and playing a pressure retrieve. Not just blocking or rolling.
Look at that, Andrew increasing the pressure there and the quality, going straight first, catching Doran a little bit short.
Yeah, backhand down the line. That's so hard to do. It's easy to do it if you want to hit the ball over the barriers without it bouncing on the table, but to get it to come down onto the table. So, Bagley hasn't gone back to a middle game, and he's not letting Chris Doran come at him and dominate and mix the pace. He's come out very, very aggressive.
Very, very aggressive. He's giving him less time to recover in between the points. He's really just serving fast, and he's going for it. Look at that. He's going for it every shot. Look at that.
Wow. Chris retrieving well. Oh, I don't believe it. So Bagley's thrown everything at it, and Chris is chop from Chris, picks up the net. Slow ball into the crossover, slow ball into the crossover, big one to the backhand. And Chris was there a half an hour before the ball arrived. Amazing. And that topspin on with Chris, more topspin, less speed, made the ball go down, so that seeing Andrew away from the table, the ball was by Andrew's knees. Andrew can't play a power shot. It's too much to lift. Lucky net. 2 back. That's a shame for Andrew.
He's such a strong sportsman, getting 2 of those nets. I mean, it really is strong. I mean, I always tell people, when someone hits a net and I win that point, I feel like I won 2 points because I should have lost it. So, you know, it really is important to try and win those points.
So Chris Doran onto the top of the net. Andrew receives it, goes away from the table. Top of the net again. Andrew has to run in, gets the second one, but it pops up. And no mercy from Chris Doran. When that second one popped up, smash with his backhand down the line. Second one, and see ya. He apologises as he plays the shot.
Wow, look at that. Oh! Inside out backhand.
And by inside out means that Chris is playing across the ball from backhand to forehand with his backhand stroke to get side spin on it, take the ball away from Andrew so he can't even run after it. Beautiful. Andrew playing hard to Chris's crossover. Wow, the standard is wonderful. Andrew's playing as good as I've ever seen him play, and he's still not up to Chris's standard.
5-3.
But again, Doran's won 5 points in a row. Andrew needs a timeout, a double point. He needs something because Doran can't be stopped. And as I said, a double point comes up.
Yeah, but it's not Bagley taking it. He's not serving.
Doran wants to end this match now.
Doran's going for it. Double point on this one.
Look at that.
And he takes
Look
it.
at that.
Oh, my word. 15-8 and 7-3 up. Puts his double point back.
7-3.
Andrew doesn't know what to do against this level.
And I think having Dennis in the corner, he's a bit of a tactical genius, so if that really helps as well, just for confidence, having someone that you believe in.
Yeah. So, yeah, Chris knows he's got someone that's been there before in his corner.
3-8.
Quick look to Dennis. Dennis on his feet.
And Dennis will be loving every minute of this. He loves these moments.
Yeah. Dennis lived for the big stage. Now he's helping Chris to do the same. Chris has maybe been a little bit soft in the past on some occasions. He's got Dennis. He says, to be honest, he says, Dennis tells me it's straight. Doesn't let me slacken off mentally at any point.
Andrew just trying to pull back into this match now. What will he do?
Well, Baggaley's going for the double point ball. Why wouldn't you? A game down, 4-8 down, you have to use it. Otherwise, it's going to be too much to retrieve. Goes for the big backhand, and Bagley's forced to play such big shots.
Yeah, and I think he really should have just got that one on, actually. He's out of position. He's not 8-4, he's 8-4 down. Yeah. He should really be trying to get it in.
Overhitting there.
Of course. But again, the pressure, that's what Doran's making him do.
Yeah.
Overhit it because he feels that what he's doing is not enough.
So now Bagley needs to make some really judicious choices about when to play fast and when to slow it down.
Wow. Power hit against power hit.
9-5.
Beautiful, beautiful table tennis from both of them. I mean, they're making it look easy, but really, this is counter against counter. Knowing when someone's hitting it, you block it. In this game, everyone's just hitting it back.
And again, you can see Bagley's not put off. He's playing as if he's 2 points away from match point up. Fighting. But it's ebbing as well as
5-10.
As much as he fights, it's ebbing away. Chris looks really mentally tough today.
And I think I've been saying this the whole tournament, Doran is all about his focus, and he's not played a point wrong in this whole game.
Oh, it's off the
Andrew
end.
overhitting it.
Yeah, Andrew's doing too much. I mean, maybe a drop shot at that point, a soft
5-11.
block to the backhand.
But at the same time, it's so difficult because you're playing so fast and you've got to be soft, you know, so to get it right is, you know, only, like we said, Doran's got amazing touch and feeling, so
nothing's easy.
he's the master of that.
He is.
It's important for Doran to keep focused and not do too much
11-6.
complicated things.
Well, until now, and unless something really changes, this is the best ping pong I think I've ever witnessed in a game from Chris Doran, of anybody I've ever seen. This is just amazing. This is Bagley at his best, being controlled by Chris Doran. Chris wants this title, doesn't he?
Wow.
And he comes back in, more and more pressure.
Look at he's hitting it harder away from the table.
I think he's got it in Leipzig. He's got it in Leipzig, training with Alex Fleming.
Yep, he's taking some of the Flasher's powers.
Yeah. Beautiful backhand down the line again. That's a net. It's on.
Look at that.
So fast, couldn't take the pace off.
I mean, I think what's happened is that there's been like a bit of a switch of play. You know, Doran's taking a bit of Bagley's class, and he's actually doing whatever he wants to do with the ball. And he's actually, every time he plays his backhand straight, it's not safe. It's an absolute rocket. So I mean, this is really impressive ping pong.
Wow. 13-6.
I mean,
Doran, 2 points from victory here.
I mean, the score is not really reflecting this match at all.
13.
No, Bagley's played brilliant and won very, very few points at the end of the rallies. Great rallies, but they've mostly gone Chris's way. So confident. The backhand down the line has been the killer.
Wow, look at Andrew there. Andrew's still there, coming back. He's not giving up yet. Beautiful. I mean, Chris has really mastered that backhand straight. I mean, that's really what's winning in this match.
7-13.
Is that backhand straight.
That one. Baggaley not going to give him anything. If he can just make him wobble mentally, he might be able to get himself back in. It's a long shot. Bagley will fight to the death into the crossover, and that's what Bagley doesn't need. A killer shot just off the net.
I mean, I would love to see another set. I would love to see Andrew to bring this back and keep everybody on their toes. So this is every point has been just epic.
Match point, Doran. And there it is. He can't believe how well he's playing, I'm sure. Thanks to Dennis in the corner with a little fist there. Andrew saying, you're too good there. Sporting loser. 2 times champion Bagley is out. Chris Doran goes across to Steve Bagley to commiserate with him. And he is through to the semi-final to play Szymanski from Poland or Wang from China, who are up next after the break.
Welcome back to Alexandra Palace in North London, where the big names are tumbling out of this tournament. First, the defending champion Yan Weihao, and now former winner Andrew Baggaley. Baggaley undone by compatriot Chris Doran over the course of 2 entertaining sets. Doran confirmed in the semi-finals, and he'll play the winner of our next match between Filip Szymanski and Wang. The man from China has taken the opening set. This is now the second. Commentary from Colin Wilson and Tony West.
Of course, it's a new bat because they've changed ends. You've got to play with the bat that goes with that end of the table. That's all part of making it even, taking out the spin and taking out any differences in the equipment between the 2 players. Oh, what a great return. I think what we found, though, is when Filip does great returns from away from the table, Wang can keep battering the ball and just really doesn't miss once the ball has gone high.
Yeah, that's right. Tremendous retrieving, but so hard for him to keep it low enough to stop Wang hitting it even harder on the next one.
Yeah, and then you end up with just a build-up of power, and the ball going higher and higher until Filip's worn down, and it's a full-on smash from Wang. Well, as ever, if you're going to go too far behind, you want to get your double-point ball in before things get out of hand. I'd be encouraging Filip to go for the double-point ball right now. Unless you do a Sadilek and wait until you're game and 14-8 down, and then win on the double-point ball and come back and win the match. That was incredible. But I think the odds are you're better off to take the double-point ball when you're still not too far away. And that was a great drop shot from Wang. You see how short it stayed over the net. But now the big build-up again. Once that build-up starts, we find it very hard to see Filip turn that around.
Really difficult for Filip to do much more here. We saw him Wang take Filip out really wide, and as soon as he saw him off balance, the drop shot came. Filip done incredibly well to get it, but just meant the ball's gone higher, and Wang can increase the power.
That's a bit high. So Wang able to... Oh, that's a low one. That slowed Wang down. Well done, Filip. He's got back in control again in that rally. That's a backhand from way over the forehand side.
Wang,
Good play into the
4-2.
crossover by Wang in there, into the crossover. And again, by that time, Filip's playing backhands from very, very wide of the forehand, and he'd have been aware of the gap he was leaving wide of the backhand, even if that had gone on. So a little bit of chat between the two players, but in good humour. That's a wide ball from Filip. Forced to
5-2.
attack, would you say?
Well, he's going to have a go at it, but one thing's for sure, he wouldn't be able to hit Wang off, so he can only pick the odd one.
Yeah. And he picked an okay one there. Wasn't a sitter. But 5-2 down now. Double point ball, Filip. Double point ball. Playing backhands from the forehand side again. There's the forehand shot. And this is dangerous because Filip's chopping low at the starting point of the rally, but Wang is still doing the build-up of power. Well done, Filip. Managed to hold on to that one. Did that go over and on?
Yeah, the hit, really unlucky,
I
Filip.
thought it went underneath the net. No. Oh, no.
So
Lucky point.
unlucky. Big apology from Wang. He knows how lucky he was there. Filip had done so well to stay in that point for so long. But Wang's just not missing enough for him, is he?
He's not. Well, winner of this match goes through to play Chris Doran in the semi-finals. I wouldn't envy them that task, having seen Chris Doran in the last match against Andrew Baggaley. But they have to believe they can win
2-7.
this match and the next two and take the crown. They're playing for pride and the prize money as well. So Wang won't want to let off at all. There's the build-up of attack and a drop shot. And Filip dealt with that well. Oh, just missed the hit. That's 2 hits he's missed.
Wang, 8-2.
Well, I have to say, Filip is really making Wang work his socks off to win this match, but not having much joy in terms of the point ratio.
Yeah, Chris Doran will be happy every time Filip gets another ball back and makes Wang hit another forehand. That'll be sapping that energy for him for later.
Yeah, it's a really good point. It's a very physical game by the time you've played several matches.
8-3.
And once you've played last 16 earlier this afternoon, then quarter-finals in this session, semi-finals in this session, and then a final which is best of 5, it can become a game of endurance, physical endurance as well. Can you keep the anaerobic endurance to keep loose with your joints in your arm and in your legs to be able to play the classical stroke you need? So tiredness will play a part later in this championships, that's for sure. And you have to do so much work to get a point against Filip. So Wang, beautifully patient man.
Well done,
Szymanski,
Filip managed to keep the ball low, really low for that whole rally. So hard for him to do, but judge the flight.
Yeah.
Look at how low that is.
He needs another couple of rallies like that to give him even a chance of coming back and winning the second game. Big support for Wang. Playing him into the crossover again, dragging him across, making him play backhands from the forehand side. And at some point, Filip is saying, no, I need to play a forehand, and he'll change and play a forehand to keep himself central. So Wang making Filip think and work around the middle of the table there, peppering that right elbow of
Double
Filip.
point ball, Filip Szymanski.
Okay, so Filip playing his double points. at last. 4-9 in the second game.
I wonder if we'll see him try to do something different with his double point ball. Maybe he'd go for an early attack or something just to surprise Wang.
I'm going to go for no.
Well,
it's an interesting thought, but what would he do? He's got to keep the ball down. The ball's popped up a bit there. That's down again. Wang being patient. Doesn't want to make an unforced error against the double point ball. That's wonderful play from Filip. Not another lucky shot. He got a very, very lucky net earlier.
Wang, 10-4.
Apologising. And that, psychologically, must be a bit of a blow. Would have been 9-6. Now, 10-4 to Wang. To add insult to injury, Wang is now got the next two serves. Well, good time for Filip to get very, very lucky.
11-4.
Another one ebbs away. Wang 4 points from victory.
Double point ball.
And here we go. Typically the Chinese on 11 or 12 points take the double point ball. That's what they tend to do, to accelerate them towards the finishing line. Take a little ladder, the snakes and ladders of table tennis scoring. And just see him just getting his technique ready. Little movements. This is the double pointer. And you can hear the build-up of power again, getting harder and harder. But he overhit that one. He didn't convert the double point ball. Respect for Filip Szymanski from the great Chinese shout. Got a couple of little things to say.
5-11.
I imagine his coach was just shouting it, and then stay focused, keep your eye on the ball, make sure that you finish this job, because you don't want to just give away a few points with a loss of concentration. So get that smile back off your face and get back to playing here.
Yeah, and from 11-4, 11-5 up, he still might have to play 70, 80 shots to win the game from here. So he's got to keep his concentration. Did so. In the end, Filip pulling the ball into the net. 12-5 to Wang. Winner plays Chris Doran. Filip, shake of the head, you see at the end of that rally. Head down a little bit. He's going to go and towel down.
Been such a tough match for Filip. Oh, he hasn't played badly. If we counted how many returns he's made, it's probably as many in most other matches, but Wang's forehand's just been too reliable.
Yeah, and to be fair to Filip, you know, we're maybe seeing the best that he's ever played. He's got to the group stages a couple of times, qualified, but not got out of his group. He's got to the last 32 before. To find himself in the quarterfinals is the furthest that he has ever been by 2 rounds. He'll be awarded $3,000 to go home with. So none of us can complain. We see him a lot in London. Very, very popular guy. But now 14-5 down in the second game, facing match point against him. Is this the end for the great defensive player from Gdansk in Poland? That's popped up a little bit. Wang accelerating. And that's enough. Wang's delighted to be in the semi-final. He's loving it. Shout on his feet. Filip, a good smile. There's nothing more that he could do. 15-9, 15-5. Wang will play Chris Doran in the second of the semi-finals.
The semi-final lineup complete, and a new champion will be crowned. Liang Shuwei will play Wang Shibo, and in the bottom half, Chris Doran, after his excellent win over Andrew Bagley, will take on Huan Jung Gang for a place in the final of the World Championship of Ping Pong.